1/4 cup teriyaki sauce.
I love how it says that. It sounds like teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce.
Images of Nicole and Figaro, Nicole's husband Devin and daughters, and a hand-drawn image of Nicole and Figaro by blind artist John Ross Quevedo. Scroll, ending with a blind mom next door. Welcome to our channel. If you're new, my name is Nicole. Thanks for spending some time with us today. On our channel, we cover a wide variety of topics and areas from day-to-day mom life, cleaning and organizing, to life with a disability, how I do things as a blind person, and what it's like living with and working a guide dog. While we hope to welcome you into our family and the craziness of our life through our content, we also hope that when you become a part of our little YouTube corner, that you see that being blind simply changes how I do things, not what I'm capable of doing, and that people with disabilities are just like you. We just do things a little bit differently. I'm just the mom next door, the one who happens to be blind. I don't like to cook most of the time, but cooking weeknight dinners usually leaves me less than thrilled. Lately, though, I've been more excited about cooking and trying new, easy recipes for our family. Today, I'm sharing a recipe for 15-minute sheet pan teriyaki chicken and pineapple. It definitely took me way more than 15 minutes, but I do tend to be pretty meticulous. I began by assembling a number of the ingredients from around our kitchen and measuring some of the liquid marinade ingredients with a glass measuring cup and measuring spoons. I place my index finger at the level that I want to fill the liquid to and stop filling when I feel the liquid touch my finger. Then on to other prep. First, cutting 1 to 1 1/4 pounds of skinless, boneless chicken breasts into bite-sized pieces and placing in a Ziploc bag to marinate. In order to safely cut most foods, I will slightly curve the fingers of my empty hand while holding the knife in the other hand and using my curved fingers as a guide for each strip or area of slicing the meat or other food. I hate cutting chicken, so this definitely isn't my favorite, but the meal ended up being pretty yummy, so a few minutes of me being grossed out by the feel of chicken breasts was worth it. You may notice that I'm pretty slow about cutting meat and other foods. While it may seem likely to an observer that I'm slow about cutting because of my blindness, I'm actually slower about cutting because I have a clotting disorder and I'm on lifelong anticoagulation therapy, so I have to be super careful to avoid a bleeding incident. I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting the chicken into bite-sized pieces, and then I'm going to place all of the chicken into a Ziploc bag, adding the liquid ingredients that I've already measured, as well as measuring and adding the ingredients that I haven't yet. Here you'll see me clean the countertops with an antibacterial cleaner because I did manage to spill some chicken juice in the process of moving it into the Ziploc bag. Honestly, it's always better safe than sorry with chicken. The marinade for this recipe consists of 1/4 cup teriyaki sauce, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 to 2 tablespoons Asian chili garlic sauce, 2 teaspoons ground ginger, and 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. As I measure some of the sauces, you'll see that I use the edge of the bottle and my finger to kind of feel the measuring spoon and make sure that I've gotten the ingredient to the top of the measuring spoon in terms of fullness.
Tablespoons honey.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this honey took forever to squeeze out of the bottle and into the measuring spoon. I kept thinking there's got to be an easier way, but I don't know of one.
Bullet. 2 teaspoons ground ginger. Bullet. 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper.
Here you'll see that we've made all of our spices accessible. We have lots of spices in our cabinet because my husband loves to cook. So ultimately we got uniform spice jars and labeled them with large print and braille. I'm placing the Ziploc with the chicken and marinade in it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. The recipe suggests overnight for best results, but I admit I decided to try this recipe last minute and 30 minutes was perfectly fine. While the chicken is marinating, I'm going to go ahead and take care of some of the dishes that I've been creating while making the recipe. I like to try to clean up as I go so that there's not so much to do later, and I really hate having tons of stuff to clean up after dinner, so I try my best to actively clean things while I'm working on my recipe. Next, I'm going to go through with an antibacterial cleaner and clean all of the countertops. Just as an extra precaution when I'm working with raw meat, I do go around and clean all of our granite countertops with an antibacterial cleaner. As I've mentioned in previous videos, one of the blindness techniques that I use is to dry the areas that I've just cleaned. This gives me some assurance that I've gotten all the little bits of debris, and with granite countertops, this also eliminates any streaks and adds shine. I thoroughly clean our kitchen sink with the same antibacterial cleaner, just to be safe because we've just handled raw meat. I know it's totally nerdy, but I gotta tell you guys, I really love the shine in my sink after I've cleaned the stainless steel. It's one of those little things that makes me happy. I do use sponges in some of my cleaning, especially in the kitchen. Since sponges are notorious for harboring bacteria, I run them through the dishwasher on the top rack regularly to disinfect them. On to cutting up the fruit and veggies for the recipe. Pineapple, red bell peppers, green onions. The recipe also calls for sugar snap peas, but all we need to do for those is clean them. You'll see that the way I cut fruits and veggies is similar to a person using their vision. I tend to clean off my cutting board more often with paper towels to prevent my hands or foods from slipping, and to make it easier to feel the food I'm working with by hand. When I get to cleaning the seeds out of the red bell peppers, I use a spoon and scrape the seeds from the inside flesh of the pepper. You can feel a distinct difference in the texture and roughness of the seeds and the flesh of the pepper, and you can actually hear a difference between the two also when you use the spoon to scrape the pepper. Okay, green onions are next, so I have a story time for you. When I was a teenager, my mom struggled to teach me to cook. She wasn't sure how best to teach a child who couldn't see how to safely work in the kitchen, but she also said I wasn't terribly interested in learning. Anyway, to this day, I remember the time she asked me to cut up green onions for her. Having seen yellow and white onions in the past, I assumed that they were similar, and you were supposed to keep the white part of the onion. I cut them up for her and threw away the green part of the onion. We still laugh about this, and I still Google how to chop a green onion just to make sure I'm not messing anything up. Also, for the record, I love how when you cut green onions, they kind of have a squeaky noise when you slide the knife through them. Finally, time to cook. I'm preheating the oven to 475 degrees. We have new appliances, so you'll see I kind of feel for the edges of the control display to touch the right buttons. We haven't labeled the new appliances yet with tactile labels, in part because we're not sure how to label them without impacting the touch sensors of the buttons. Thank you, modern technology. I'm placing all ingredients onto an aluminum foil lined baking sheet and drizzling 2 tablespoons of olive oil distributed evenly around the fruits and veggies. Next, I take a pair of kitchen tongs and add all of the marinated chicken. Following the recipe, I set the sheet in to bake for 15 minutes with a timer halfway through to flip the chicken. The recipe also tells me to watch closely after 10 minutes to avoid burning the dish since there are so many natural sugars from the pineapple. It looks pretty, but the real test is in the tiny critic.
What do you think, kiddo? Thumbs up? Really? Awesome.
Everyone in our family liked this meal, which I'll link below in the description box. The only adjustment I would make next time is to add less Asian chili garlic sauce because it ended up being a bit spicy. Everyone is finished eating and Devin took the girls to work on homework and play games. So I went ahead and allowed myself the peaceful, quiet time of cleaning up after dinner. I find that making sure the kitchen is clean before bed makes me feel relaxed, accomplished, and somehow more ready for the next day. I guess because I know I'll come downstairs to a clean kitchen and no immediate work waiting for me. Thank you for joining us for this cook and clean with me today. If you try this recipe, let me know in the comments below. Or if you have a favorite quick and easy weeknight meal you love to make, let me know that in the comments. We're always looking for something new and easy that everyone will love for weeknight meal plans.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights.
If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing other exciting videos we have coming up soon, please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you join our little family. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. How come the trees gets undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves?